The historic Dutch Flat Hotel is one of the oldest operating hotels in California. Built in 1852, it served as the main source of accommodations and entertainment in the once booming gold rush town of Dutch Flat, California. But unlike most of these other gold rush towns, Dutch Flat has never been leveled by wildfires, meaning it looks much of the way it did back in the 1850s. There has been reports of 3 ghosts that resides here at this hotel. An angry miner that stays down in the basement, a man dressed up in all black, a coat-tail jacket that has been seen on the main level, and a little girl that plays up on the 3rd floor. We are staying up on the 3rd floor here, the room with the light on. This room is next to the room with the most activity reported. Join us as we walk through, explore, and spend the night in this historic haunted hotel. When we first arrived to check in, we virtually had the whole hotel to ourselves. There were no staff on site, only a key code to enter through the front door that automatically locks behind you. This made it a little eerie walking through the dimly lit hotel for the first time. The miner is said to be looking for a drink and a good time. His presence is often felt in the basement right below this floor. We were told that people who go down there often hear his voice and feel cold spots in the air when he is around. He's not known as an evil ghost nor a friendly one. He is just an angry miner that is still looking for his drink. According to the staff, the Victorian-style mirror directly in front of you often has a handprint that reappears on the bottom right corner after it is cleaned. They now have a picture covering it because it happens so often. There was another account after a maid had just finished cleaning one of the rooms and no one else was in the hotel. When she returned, there was an imprint of the size of a child who had laid down on the bed. The little girl has been heard running and playing from the 2nd floor up to the 3rd floor and down the 3rd floor hallway. She is most active in the sunset room, which is next to the room we will be staying in. The rooms feature furniture from the 1850s when the hotel was originally operated to maintain that rustic, authentic atmosphere. There are no televisions in the rooms either to add to that feeling. The floors, moldings, and architectural structures are all original where they could be salvaged. Most of the rooms feature walk-on balconies. Now that we have unpacked our things, it's time to sit and relax. Enjoy the peace and quiet as it gets darker, and keep our ears and eyes out for ghosts. have spent hours listening and waiting, but so far nothing. It's getting late and now time to go to bed. It's about 3 o'clock in the morning and I just can't sleep. I have that feeling that someone is watching me. I keep trying to close my eyes to sleep, but then I start thinking about what could be here in the room with us, or in the room next to us. I don't think I will be getting much sleep tonight. Well, we made it through the night. We did not experience any paranormal activity during our stay, but that's okay. Besides from that, the Dutch Flat Hotel is an amazing hotel, and the grounds are absolutely beautiful. We give it a solid 5 stars. We recommend you stay here and experience it for yourself. Leave a comment in the comment area if you have stayed here and experienced anything paranormal yourself, or if you plan on staying here in the future. Now that we have checked out and had our complimentary breakfast, we are ready to explore the rest of historical Dutch Flat. Dutch Flat was founded by 2 German brothers, Joseph and Charles Dornbach, who settled there in 1851 during the California Gold Rush. The area was once one of the richest gold mine locations in California. The town name derives from Dutch, an American term for people of German heritage back then, the flat referring to the area in which they settled. While Dutch Flat was originally settled by miners, it first gained prominence as an important stagecoach stop, making it one of the largest and most important towns in Placer County from 1864 to 1866. The whole town of Dutch Flat is an historical landmark. It is numbered 397 on California's historical landmarks. The town grew rapidly between 1851 and 1861. In addition to having numerous prosperous gold mines, many businesses were founded here. The Dutch Flat Water Company built water ditches to facilitate hydraulic mining. The Central Pacific Railroad Company was founded in Strong's drugstore. The Tao Brothers Lumber Company had its main offices in Dutch Flat. Mining operations at Dutch Flat reached their peak in the 1870s, with thousands of miners working in the surrounding areas. Prior to the 1870s, gold mining was often a solitary and small-scale pursuit. In 1872, however, the Cedar Creek Company of London purchased over 30 claims in the area and began working with them in a more aggressive and industrial fashion by employing hydraulic mining to reach the unreachable deposits of gold by literally blasting it out of the hills. In January 1884, in a historic verdict, the United States District Court banned the flushing of debris into streams. Implementing the decision was difficult, as many miners refused to accept the court's decision. Court's challenges were filed, injunctions were disobeyed, inspectors were threatened with violence, but eventually hydraulic operations were brought to an end. The 1883 Anti-Debris Act virtually seized hydraulic mining, and Dutch Flat's role as a commercial hub slowly faded. After the turn of the 20th century, the town began to shrink to its present size. Smaller summer cottages took the place of larger commercial buildings. Today, Dutch Flat is a quiet, close-knit community with many of its original buildings preserved. The Methodist Church was constructed in 1859 and has been in continuous use since the completion in 1861. The Dutch Flat Schoolhouse was originally the site of the Dornbach brothers' cabin in 1851. In 1859, the brothers donated the land for the schoolhouse to be built. The school was open until 1962 and now serves as a community center. The hearse was purchased in 1875 for $603 and would equate to over $13,000 today. It was in use from 1876 until 1947, and I'm sure it made many trips up to our next location, the cemetery. The cemetery contains a public section and a fraternal organization section dating back to 1851. A Chinese section once existed. However, in keeping with Chinese tradition, their remains were transported back to China. From the beginning, Dutch Flat had a large Chinese population. The Chinese citizens of Dutch Flat were an important part of the community. Numbering nearly 340 in the 1870s, they worked as miners, merchants, general laborers, and railroad workers. Before the mid-1930s, the residents of Dutch Flat swam in a small pond that was left over from a water system used for hydraulic gold mining. After the pond was eventually drained, a committee was formed and developed a new swimming pool for its residents, and it is still open to the public to this day.